Hello, my name is Casey Staten, and for my Gaming 225 presentation, I decided to do it on the Baccarat machine herself, Kelly Sun. In this presentation, I will be telling you about her famous Baccarat career, as well as her unwavering determination. So who exactly is Kelly Sun? Chun Yun Sun was born in northern China in 1977. She was from a family of bankers, however, from a young age she grew up poor. Under the reign of Mao Zedong, wealthy families had their assets stolen from them, and their family was no exception. Her father was even forced to work in a work camp. To quote Kelly from a Cigar Aficionado article in 2017, when asked about her childhood, she said, "You know how I like shoes grow you know how I like shoes now? When I was a little girl, I had no shoes. We were so poor that my mother had to make us shoes. She cut cardboard from cartons, and those were our shoes." End quote. Following Mao Zedong's death, her family was able to regain their wealth, and from then on, Kelly lived a pretty nice life. So, her early gambling career. From the age of 15, Kelly was gambling. Armed with a fake ID and her family's money, she would often frequent the gambling cruises that went from Hong Kong to Macau. From that same Cigar Aficionado article, she said that she had about 1,500 on her, and she won $150,000 playing Baccarat on one of these cruises. This experience, she says, is what really got her into gambling. Her father did not gamble, however, he often funded Kelly's endeavors. And by the age of 20, Kelly was a high roller traveling around the world. In 2006, Kelly was losing bad at the Wynn Las Vegas, and while walking around the casino, she happened to meet a gambler named Stephen Black. Black decided to take her under his wing, and the two went on a casino spree together. Despite Black's mentoring, Kelly was still a little naive, and in 2006, Kelly and her friend were gambling at MGM, and her friend was running low on money, so she asked Kelly for $100,000. Kelly, being the good friend she was, offered signed the signed the marker for her friend to gamble, and at first everything looked okay. Her friend had the means to pay, so Kelly went to Paris for 6 months. However, when she returned to the United States, she was arrested for having an unpaid marker. Kelly was forced to stay in Clark County Detention Center for 21 days while her father secured the funds to pay her unpaid marker. During her time in jail, Black visited her, and instead of giving her money for food, he gave her a deck of cards and told her to practice card counting. This experience really led Kelly to seek revenge against casinos. This is Kelly talking about her time in jail.
I came to American first. My father deposited 500,000 and MGM and win. Like 2 months, I lost all.
You lost all,
Yeah.
half a million.
And then I ordered MGM 100,000 marker. This marker is my friend. She lost like 1 million. I have a 100,000 marker. I sent it to her. She played, she lost, and then after I go back to Paris. 6 months after I came to American, they raised me. They say all the marker, and then I found my friend. She not paid this marker, and then I stayed in Las Vegas jail for 3 weeks.
3 weeks you were in jail.
Yeah, 3 weeks. My friend Eddie go to see me. I said, "Wow, Eddie, I'm so hungry. Can you please put $50 for me?" He told me, "No, Kelly, I will send the A-deck shoe car, this play car." He told me, he said, "Kelly, when I send the money for you, you will eat, you sleeping. I give you this debit card. You count the card, and then you come out. You will very good for the counting. And then I just 3 weeks. In the jail every day. The time I don't know how do you do the shooting. I just count blackjack.
So you used the 3 weeks to learn how to count cards.
Yeah.
This good friend of yours wouldn't give you $50 for food,
Yes.
but he just gave you cards and told you to practice.
3 weeks, I lost 21 pounds.
You could have eaten the cards.
What a nice guy.
So, to take her revenge against the casino, Kelly needed a game to play and a technique to use. The game she chose was Baccarat because of its high limits, and the technique she decided to use was called edge sorting. Edge sorting is when a player takes advantage of the slight discrepancies in the edges of cards to tell what the next card coming up will be. Kelly was not the first person to employ edge sorting, but it was her technique that really made her notable for it. On her first day at the casino, she would lose on purpose to garner the sympathy of the casino. And then on the second day, she would ask the dealers to turn the cards 6, 7, 8, and 9, so that the short trim faced her. The cards 6, 7, 8, and 9 are really important in Baccarat. And so when she knew what the trim looks like, but by the time the shoe had gotten reshuffled, she would be able to tell what the next card coming up would be. Kelly used this technique to great success. However, it got even bigger when she got a partner. Enter Phil Ivey. Philip Dennis Ivey Jr. is a 44-year-old poker aficionado from California. He has even won the World Series of Poker 10 times. In 2012, Black introduced Kelly to Ivey. However, the three did not really get along right away. The first time they met, they went gambling, and Ivey was down $3 million, and he was not happy about it. Try as Kelly might, she couldn't make the money back. So that night, Kelly took the initiative to study the backs of the cards used at that casino. And then by the next day, she was able to win back Ivey's money. And then the day after that, they won even more. And from then on, Ivey and Kelly were traveling around the world to high-limit rooms making money. That was until the Crockfords incident. In August of 2012, Ivey had lost money in a poker tournament, so he and Kelly decided to hit up the Crockfords casino in order to test their luck. The problem was they were a little bit too lucky. In the span of 2 days, the two won $11 million. At first, everything seemed all right, and the two went their separate ways, only to meet back again at the Borgata Casino in New Jersey, where they won $8 million. The problem was both the Borgata and Crockfords ended up suing to get their money back. In the case Ivey v. Gettings Casinos, it was determined that he cheated and that he must pay back the money he won plus comps and other fees. And Ivey ended up settling with the Borgata Casino for $10 million. So where is she now? Kelly has been keeping a relatively low profile. However, they are making a movie about her. The movie is called The Baccarat Machine, and it will be starring Awkwafina in the titular role as Kelly. It will most likely cover her life from her childhood, Kelly's life all the way from her childhood all the way to the Crockfords incident. Besides that, Kelly has been practicing her poker so she can still beat casinos. To quote her from the Cigar Aficionado article, "I'm very quiet. I don't say anything. I just want to beat casinos." In conclusion, Kelly is regarded as one of the world's most notable Baccarat players, and she will go down in history with the game of Baccarat. Here is my bibliography, and thank you for listening to my presentation.